Welcome to Glitches to Gold, a weekly podcast birthed from my obsession with living a successful life. It began with chasing an Olympic dream and resulted in a 30-year obsession explored through sport, neuroscience, psychology, energetics, quantum mechanics, religion, art, and beauty. Sometimes chasing and achieving external markers, and at others experiencing the absolute opposite. Yet both taught me the same undeniable truth, and I'm here to share what I have discovered in the journey of mastering the alchemy of life, turning glitches to gold and success into overflow. If you like the podcast, share the love, like, rate, and subscribe on your favourite platform. Hi, my love, and welcome to today's episode of Glitches to Gold. And I'm actually recording this standing in the warmth of the sun, blue skies, overlooking the Hope Valley inside of the Peak District. And I have been here now for over a week. I've been travelling for about 10 days. And the weather couldn't be more perfect. And hopefully you might be able to hear the bird song. There is no one around. Nothing but me and vast rolling hills and peaks and valleys. And I have just seen a wild deer running. So that was very beautiful too. So what am I talking about today, and what energy am I channeling through for you on this podcast is all about peace and space. Now you might be thinking, how does that relate to wealth and money? Well, often we think, if I have the money, then I will have more peace and space. But the truth is, it actually goes the other way round. Because we have to get comfortable with space to allow the fullness of ourselves to come through. And what I mean in this is that we allow the full expansion of our energy, our magnetism, our truth, and in human design, we call it the self. And you heard me speak recently about the not self. The not self is your conditioning and your domestication and the ways that you have learnt to survive. And it's often your ego, which is a wonderful, wonderful part of you that is designed to support you like an internal chat GPT, a virtual assistant, an entity that can help you make sense of the world. But it only runs on what it knows, the life experiences that you've already had, the conditioning that it has. It has a limited database, although that database may be vast of life experiences depending on your age. It is still limited to what it knows. But the self, the true self, the self that is, we could say, the divine part of you, the soul part of you, the unconscious, whatever you feel most comfortable with at this moment, is the part of you that is connected to the fullness of yourself, the full expansion. Oh, we've been joined by a bumblebee. By my puppet. Be my second bumblebee. Yesterday I had a bumblebee come and sit on me for 15 minutes and had a little sleep. It was delightful. I was in such a peaceful state in my energy that he felt incredibly safe to sit on me, snuggle into my jumper and stay and actually sleep. I digress, but I come back and the self is the true source of you, and you may have heard me talk about it as the little g to the big G. It is your divinity, your God, your source, the creation part of you that is within you that gets to expand and express. That's what you're here to do, express your soul through a human body. And you may have heard the expression, you are a soul having a human experience, and that it really is the truth. The ego part of you, the body part of you, is all here for you to experience this amazing world, which through all your senses and all your experiences are being truly present. But it is yourself that guides you to the vision, to the truth, to the knowing of what it is that you want and what you're creating as the creator of your own existence. You're the story writer, you're the creator, you're the projector, you are the director. And we all have an energy that is designed to be expressed into this world in the fullness of itself. So where does space come in? Well, the question really is, how comfortable are you with taking space, true space. How comfortable are you with taking space from other people, taking space from your phone, from electronics, from books, from magazines, from TV programs, from movies, anything to distract you? I believe there's a place when you just want to switch off and do that, but that's not the same as taking space. And as someone who does hiking, I can tell you there's a very different experience when you completely come out of your head and into your body. And that space, of course, is something, you might have learned about through meditation, through prayer. But meditation and prayer can be a stationary thing. Taking space to allow yourself to fully expand and completely relax into your body and out of your brain takes a shift of perspective and location. And it doesn't have to be just something like this, going into the wild and the fullness of nature, although that is a truly magnificent thing to do. But shifting to a different perspective, a different vibration, helps by going to anywhere else that's different, which is why I'm such a big traveler and why I am so adamant about recognizing that every wealth upgrade I have ever gone through in my life has happened because I have shifted locations, because it shifts perspective and vibration. And different places have different energies, which is why when I was creating the Wealthier You weekends, the next one is in April, Meet Me in Dublin. And the one after that, I think, is going to be Meet Me in Lisbon in June, and then Meet Me in Florence. These places, these particular cities, have incredible energy. And because I've travelled so much, I know where the energy is. I'm also guided to the energy. And that's a big part. When I say coming into shifting perspective, you need to shift into an energy that really feels juicy for you. And when we allow that, when we allow the space for our brain to quiet, we come into our body, we get to see a very different experience. We get to experience a very different experience. We get to have downloads and insights from ourselves, from the truth of what we want and where we're going and what we need. And what happens is we start to dream bigger. We allow bigger than we've ever allowed. And because it's the bigness, the bigger dreams, the bigger visions, the bigger actions, the bigger expression, because we've allowed ourselves to have a different, bigger perspective, we've allowed ourselves to take up space energetically, that then creates bigger money. Bigger magnetism for money, not because you're leaping to doing, but because you are now energetically bigger, and then you're utilizing the download of energy that has come into your body. That's where everything changes. For a wealthier self, a wealthier you, a wealthier life, a wealthier business, a wealthier money flows. Because money comes, money comes, money comes. It comes to that magnetism. And when you learn that when you are in your body moving through life, like I do when I'm walking, everything shows up for me. Everything. I'm in the moment, receiving. It is the biggest teacher I've ever had, of knowing that when I'm in a total alignment through my body, I am receiving. Like I am receiving the sun to me. Everything is exactly the same. That the sun shines on me, that my life shines on me, that my money shines on me, that God shines on me, people shine on me. They come to me. They come to me because I'm in an open, receptive state. And that's what we're talking about. The space comes from that open, receptive space. When you're in that space, you open, you soften, your nervous system softens, your mind softens, your body relaxes, and then you're just drawing it in because you're so freaking powerful. So I had to stop the recording of this podcast to have a perfect example of how everything comes to you in the perfect moment when you're in space and alignment. And as I had been recording this, some ladies were coming, so I had to stop. And we ended up having one of those perfect divine conversations. They needed some guidance and about where they were going, etc. But then I was saying about the podcast, and then they were talking about the podcast, and then we were talking about my books and talking about what I do, about helping the modern woman have a healthy relationship with money and wealth and what it really looks like. They said, can we give you a hug? This is amazing. Love what you're doing. We're going to listen to the podcast. We're going to do all that. I'm going to check out your books because I was just telling them about my other book. If you aren't aware, I have another book called A Life More Travelled, From Fear to Adventure. So it's my book of what I've learned through travelling, and their stories of my experiences and my insights. I should probably write a second one because there's so many more stories since then. But anyway, I just heard them as they were walking off. They were like, oh my God, I feel amazing. I feel so energized. Welcome to being in the vicinity of a projector. And I was speaking about coming into close proximity. When you come into space and perspective shift. Now imagine doing that in Wealthier You weekends. Open your energy, just like these women, feeling energized, because what I do is amplify you. I amplify and realign you. That's what you're getting from this podcast. The insights, the ahas, feeling aligned, feeling energized, ready to go. But imagine what happens when you're even closer to me. Imagine what happens and transforms your life when you're in the right location as well, where you get that shift of perspective. So today has been really a collaborative with this space, with these downloads, with this experience, with these women, for you to see what happens and for you to think also, can you get comfortable with taking space for yourself? Whether that's through meditation, yes, but movement, being out of your head and into your body, getting out into the wild space of nature, being part of a walking group is just as good, but also space to be alone. Space alone is very essential, to be alone with yourself. Getting comfortable with yourself is so much more than just loving yourself. In the true sense of human design, the self, the divine self, the spiritual self, the inner self, the energy, the alignment, the more that you know yourself, the more that you feed yourself, the more that gets pumped up and loved and adored, the quieter your not self is, and then she gets to work correctly for you. But imagine doing that in a faster way, a bigger way, amplifying your bigger dreams that I talked about, because when you are aligned with yourself and you give yourself that space, you get bigger dreams, bigger energy to have magnetism come in. I'm just chuckling because I've literally not seen anybody all morning since I've been walking. These two women are the first people who arrived in the midst of me speaking in alignment from this space. Welcome to how the world gives to you, life gives to you, the universe gives to you. As I said, the sun gives to you, money gives to you. This all comes through. It's all working out for you. So there's a bit of understanding in this of kind of human design, understanding regarding manifesting, law of attraction, how it actually works when you're in alignment with yourself, the not self and the self. When you're aligned with your big dreams because you've got comfortable with yourself and your space and shifting that perspective. So if this excites you, if this interests you, if you want to come and join me for a Wealthier You weekend, the true sense of wealthiness, yes, money, I'm all about the money, but wealthiness in the full expression of yourself, living a wealthy, rich, unfolding life, as well. It's so important. Money's supposed to support you. It's supposed to be a passport. It's supposed to be the fuel. It's not supposed to be on the pedestal for you to worship. It's supposed to be something that just supports you in the background quietly, richly, deeply, so that you don't actually think about, oh, I'm buying this dinner, or I'm having this food, or I'm buying these clothes, or I'm driving this car, or whatever. It's just you're more interested in your joy, more interested in your freedom, more interested in your self-expression, more interested in expressing your love, which is what you want to do. We all know that. You want to express your love, your joy, your satisfaction, your pleasure. So if it sounds good, you want to come and join me, just head to the website, www.glitchestogold.com, or get in touch at the Joe Warwick on Instagram or Facebook. Reach out if you want to find out about coming to Lisbon or to Florence. What I ask for is always share the love, share this podcast with as many women as you know. Let's help other modern women to have the life that they deserve, the relationship that they deserve with money. And let's share the love. So rate, like, subscribe, share, and get in touch. I'm sending you much love on this beautiful, honestly, truly magnificent day. I am being just blessed with so much warmth and sunshine and expansion and heavenliness. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.